Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is a Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Oladolupo and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar. Today promises to be a lot interesting. As there's quite a bit of buzzwords today, from the presidency to the Senate, to River State. There's quite a bit of buzzwords today. So, it promises to be a very interesting one. We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. My name is Oladolupo. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo seems to have slammed the Tinubu presidency or administration, calling it wasteful. The presidency has replied him. There is a bit of back and forth an update from Senator Natasha's issues with the Senate and how she had gone to the International Parliamentary Union. There are updates from that as well. Also, River State, the governor and the assembly, quite a bit of basketballs. We saw how he was shut out yesterday. His replies to those things and quite a number of things as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show today. My name is Oladolupo again, and with me in the studio is Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar.
Okay. Now, moving on from that, now we're going straight into the issues of the day. First things first, former President Obasanjo has tagged, especially in his book. Apparently, one of the ceremonies that happened was that one of his books was launched during his 88th, so-called 88th birthday, according to Senator Osun. He said he's 88 on paper, so I didn't say it, is what was said. Anyway, it was said, and that because of that, his 88th birthday, there's a book that was launched, and it specifically talks about in, what's the word now? In chapter 6 of that book, that he had made some allegations saying that technically the Lagos Calabar road is wasteful. He actually tagged it as wasteful and a few other things. However, looks like a presidential aide has seemed to have taken the former president to the gutters on this matter. In the person of Dada Olusegun, the special advisor to the president on social media, has accused the former president of hypocrisy and poor leadership in his own time in office. First, claiming that it seems that it's become a thing that former leaders write books to basically whitewash their tenure in office. And according to him, he made a few conversations about it, talking about the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that nobody, the 16 years of PDP did not do anything to until former President Buhari came back to deliver that project. He also talked about the railroad that took about 3 years to fix, that actually passed through the backyard, according to Baba's backyard in Abeokuta, and his own administration and the next found nothing couldn't find anything to do about it.
Interesting response quickly from Tinubu's media team. Very, very interesting. But I really don't care much about their response because mine is what I'm really, really chomping at the bits for. It is not a sad situation anymore because it's when things are normal, then they become abnormal that you say, oh, that's sad. Oh, that's surprising. That's shocking. Your emotions cannot be swayed anymore by things that President Obasanjo writes and says.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. There's nothing the man is going to say that's going to shock someone like me because he has left the realm of the normal The normal is that most former leaders do not openly criticize current leaders. Most of them don't. If they mean well, they would get access to them, which they always have, and they would advise them that, look, I have experience in these matters, and I think you're making a mistake here. But President Obasanjo has made himself into a letter writer now / book writer, whom really doesn't care about anybody else but himself, always puts himself first. I think he has an over-bloated image of himself too, like some other people that we were talking about 2 days ago. He really thinks it's all that and a bag of chips. I respect the fact that he's a 2-time president of Nigeria. I think he had a better outing when he was a military ruler than the 8 years he spent as a civilian ruler. He was a ruler. You know, this is the same Obasanjo that would remove governors. He didn't care about constitution. The man would send governors away and say he's declaring state of emergency under civilian rule, the 1999 constitution. He did it to at least 2 governors. I stand to be corrected. Did you see the high turnover of Senate presidents on that same Obasanjo? The same Obasanjo, this one. Obasanjo did a lot of bad than good. He did a lot of evil. Shola Roja said it. And it's based on the results that we see. I remember traveling on Lagos-Ibadan Road for the entire tenure of Obasanjo as president. And the only new thing we saw there were signboards. Those green signboards that they put on the median telling us that it's a federal road and that they are fixing it. The signboard more or less outlived some of the patches of road that they did in the film of palliatives. You know, completely clueless when it came to civilian road. When he was a military person, he did better. Completely clueless. The Lagos-Calabar road, in my opinion, is a legacy project. And it's one of the best things that is going to happen to Nigeria when you look at infrastructural development. A case in point is those of us that grew up in Lagos know how Lekki was before this Tinubu as governor with his team decided to develop that axis, that corridor. Have you been to Lekki lately? Have you been to Ajah? It was a bush. It was nothing. Barely 20-something years ago. So picture that same road extending all the way to Calabar through several states. What that means is that development will go there.
Get to those places.
Will get there. What it means is that real estate will increase. The value will increase. What it means is that food will get to Lagos and products and services will get, to the ports. The airport that is coming in that axis. The deep sea port that is already there. The biggest in sub-Saharan Africa. And everything is tied to that axis. And it's not Lagos. It's Ogun, Ondo. It's Delta. Rivers. Do you understand? Cross rivers and all of that. What exactly are you saying? It's infrastructural development.
I don't think it's a conversation that he understands.
He won't understand it because it's above his pay grade. Yeah, okay. It's way above his level of reasoning. Because can you really point to one legacy project, infrastructural? GSM. Wait. Thank you. I'm talking infrastructure now. Can you? How futuristic was your government? Oh God, please go and sit down. Take 3 seats, man. And the sad part is, as an old man, you're supposed to stay in a place where we're supposed to respect you. So I respectfully say, keep writing your letters because that's all it is going to erase any good thing you ever did.
Okay, there's no point saying anything else because Esther really did have it. him for President Obasanjo anyway. Anyway, from that, let us move on to the Senate. Interesting news, as there's quite a number of interesting things coming out from the Senate. First things first, the Senate today has passed a vote of confidence in Senate President's leadership. They're saying that despite all the drama that's happening between him and Senator Natasha, they're saying that that they're good to go with his leadership and it's okay. I think that he probably needs it at the moment.
I don't like the idea of the Senate passing a vote of confidence in the Senate President. Why does he need it? Why does he need it? Why does he need a vote of
probably
confidence?
needs the assurance from his
Why?
colleagues. I don't know, but that's why I said maybe he probably feels that he needs it.
I don't feel it's right. I don't think it's necessary because, again, the jury is still out.
Yeah.
And there has to be a way to make sure this thing is seen to a conclusion before you start passing a vote of confidence. I like their support for their colleague, but regardless of how things are done, the rule book is important, the constitution is important. But again, we must hold ourselves to very high standards, morally and otherwise. So until this case is put to bed, can we stop the politicking on this matter? I totally don't agree with how Natasha Akpoti is going around doing her thing. But I don't think politicizing it by saying we pass a vote of confidence and please.
It's not our way. Interestingly, still talking about this, we know that 2 days ago there was news that there was a video that's popped up where Senator Natasha went to the International Parliamentary Union and stated her case there. Her case according to her though. And that was quite a bit of drama involved in that matter. Anyway, the IPU had said that they were going to hear the other side of the story before they say anything or they take any actions. However, the Senate has now replied through Honorable Kafilat Ogbara. She was actually the
Nigeria's representative
she was
at the
Nigeria's
IPU.
representative there. There was an official event happening there anyway. And according to her, she read a letter from the Senate leader, Senator Bamidele, who had said that the senator was suspended for gross misconduct and unruly behavior, not as a result of the allegation of sexual harassment. So we're going to be seeing what conversation we're going to, how do I say it now? We're going to see what's going to come out of this. However, I also wanted us to address the fact that what exactly, and this is actually proper, just like a regular conversation. What exactly did she think was going to come of it? Yeah, there are this unions for different things. But I think that there needs to be a bit of clarity. And why I said so is that you see a lot of, what's the word now? A lot of people go online and say a lot of things. And I think that a lot of people are a little they're misinterpreting a lot of things. And when I saw this, not to throw shades or anything, the first thing that popped in my head was, remember the people that said if you... the doctor, however, this person that I seem to actually know personally had said that if you protest for 30 days, UN is going to take over Nigeria. I think that is that same concept a few people think that is probably going to happen at this point, and maybe the IPU is going to take over the Nigerian Senate. I think we should clear those things. That is not going to happen.
So, you're still talking, right?
No,
Because
please
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to butt in any way. Senator Natasha, no, sorry, Natasha Akpoti at the moment, because she's suspended, so she can't refer to herself as a senator, according to the rules. Natasha Akpoti our gameplay, our rule book is clear. She's going to go to any length, any extent you get to have her way. And the whole idea is to use the media, use the that pseudo court of public opinion.
Yeah.
And that's why she's playing to the gallery. Gate crashing the IPU, because she did gate crash, or even if she was invited, what she raised was not on the other book. It was not meant to be discussed, of course, which also speaks to character again. So she's done this, and she's gotten the buzz she wanted to get out of it. At the end of the day, the whole idea is that I'm going to embarrass you people till you come beg me. I'm not going to beg you. I'm going to be the first senator that is suspended and begged to please stop embarrassing us, stop disgracing us, stop fighting us. Please, we beg you, your holiness, your mightiness. You are the best. Now we give up. That is what a game book or gameplay or playbook looks like. And
so if nothing comes out of this, which I personally don't think anything.
The reason why something might not come out of it for her is that she has come against a resolute group now. Starting with the fact that people forget that the structure of the Senate is as such that the ethics committee must be headed by someone in the opposition.
Yeah.
So it is to prevent such things like this, because I didn't like the idea that Akpabio was still presiding that day, and I still feel that he would have removed one line.
Well, he was just reading the recommendation of the ethics committee.
There's a deputy senate president, right? It would remove just this line.
He can't be in the. It means it wouldn't have come.
Exactly. It's okay. You know what, guys? Go ahead. Let someone else sit as president today and let them adjudicate. And if I was his advisor, that's what I would say. Him being there physically did not do him enough good that he think he did.
Okay, I get your point.
My opinion. It's my opinion. Now back to the matter still. Natasha Akpoti, who definitely is suspended, knew the things that she had to do, but she didn't do it. The Senator Karimi, who is from Kogi, that read the message that he sent to her, definitely delivered, and of course she didn't acknowledge it. And other people who had reached out to her, even the women in the house, the senator said they did, and they even reached out to her husband. So all of this shows you that it's not like she doesn't have advice from both sides, but it's like she has her mind set on what she wants to do. And you know what it takes for someone to quickly fly to the IPU? Do you understand? Like, okay, I'm going to the IPU and I'm going to embarrass these people there. Did you see her try to cry? The Nigerian women. No. Listen, again, at this point, I repeat and I reiterate. Take us out of our misery. Reveal the facts. You know what? You know the funny thing is, this woman doesn't need court. You know I keep saying she should go to court.
Yeah.
She does not need a court. You know what she needs? Release any evidence you have.
Which is what is boggling me, because for someone like this and someone that seems very resolute, I personally feel that if she had evidence, she would have released it. And I'm not saying this because I think
what if she's waiting for the right time?
Which right time?
Or the right platform?
Time. This is the right time. The IPU is probably the biggest platform you're going to get to talk about these things.
Are you sure?
Is it social media?
Is it bigger than Netflix? Is it bigger than YouTube?
Yes.
YouTube even pays for views.
Anyway.
Release the thing. Then you will see
what hurts me.
How Akpabio comes down.
Yeah, and what hurts me with this is that...
But you can't just verbally accuse someone. I think
that accusing people of sexual harassment, and I've said it before and I will say it again, why I have a few issues with it is that this thing happened to you. You said it happened to you in 2023. How come you're just talking about it now? And nobody's talking about the fact that, okay, if
I don't agree when people say that.
You know why I have a problem with it?
Okay.
And why I have a problem with it is that you were waiting for when it looked like you and him had an issue. Why didn't this accusation, and I think that some of those things, sorry, hold on. If it was a matter of it was boggling you, yes, it makes sense. It is until there seemed like there was what's the word now? Perceived rancor between both of you. Then you now remembered, in 2023, this person accused you. That's one. Two, let's even say that since there's no statute of limitation on that at the moment, I think that it is sad, but when it comes to things like harassment, when it comes to things like rape and all those other things, it's sad, but the reality is that if you do not have evidence, there's nothing that is going to happen. And that's the honest truth. You cannot accuse someone...
Can I talk now?
Sure. You can't accuse someone of doing something, you don't, especially at that level, both of you are at that level, you don't have evidence, and when we keep going on and on and on about it, it's sad, but it is what it is. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. The fact that someone alleges that she was sexually assaulted or harassed in 2023 and decides to release that statement or talk about it in 2025 is not a problem.
It is the circumstances around the release that I have a problem with.
It's still not a problem, because you had your say. Let me have mine. And what I'm trying to say is that it could be a building up of so-called circumstances as referred to by Dolugbo. It could be a building up of those same circumstances that, look, she's getting to a point where she's like, because I said no to this guy, because he prepositioned me, because he said some things, that's why he's doing what he's doing. So the timing is not the problem for me. The problem is that in accusing someone, you must prove it, because you can destroy people. There's a young man on Twitter that actually took his own life. We've forgotten already. Because a girl came on social media to say he raped her.
And so there's this back and forth.
And before you know it, the guy couldn't take the pressure. People were cursing him. They were canceling him. And the guy actually offed himself. Only for later they said that it didn't happen. So my own thing is that even if it's 10 years after that you want to review that something like this happened, please come with the facts. Because it's not enough to say it. It is not enough to say it's sexually... And again, this is not... We're not talking rape. Mm-hmm. Sexual harassment or assault is different too. Harassment could be as much as maybe he said something about your body.
Yeah.
Or he pulled you aside one time and whispered something to your ears. Mm-hmm. That's already harassment.
That is harassment. I think I watched...
So, please, do it now and watch Akpabio's world crumble. And that's why, no matter what happens, nobody should come out to say they are passing a vote of anything in anybody. Until this case
the whole thing
that's
is
what I'm saying.
So, like I said, I feel that Mrs. Udwahan or Mrs. Natasha is going about it the wrong way. Not to say that she didn't have those experiences. And the sad part is, like, there's a rationale that I saw, and I agree with it, that maybe someone hits you in a way you don't like. You don't tell the person, okay, come and do it again, let me make a video. I get it. However, whether we like it or not, the sad part is that you actually, once you cannot prove it, there's no point. There's nothing you can do.
That's it.
We're just talking and we'll keep talking and we keep talking. And you cannot, as a senator yourself, you cannot accuse the Senate president and you think that it's just going to, people are just going to take your word for it, hook, line, and sinker. However, to now worsen it, you now went on, before that, you now went on with a series of infractions, Someone was explaining something that until people realize that the state's House of Assembly, the Senate, the House of Representatives is like a mini cult. They abide by their own rules. Once you don't abide by the house rules, there's a problem. It's not about the constitution. It's not. Once there's a rule and everybody agreed that this is a rule, there's absolutely nothing. Nobody, you or anybody else, once you become that member of that house, you have to abide by those rules.
There are instances, again, and this is a piece of free advice. The person who has alleged, if she's afraid of dropping this evidence, there are a lot of free online platforms that would do it.
I don't think she's afraid at this point.
They will do it for her anonymously. Like she's afraid. You know, they will do it for her anonymously because they will make a lot of money from the traffic that people would bring to their websites or their social media pages, because they are paid for those things now. So, you know, just drop this evidence that you have. If you're not going to drop the evidence, you know, your approach is not going to work. It's not going to. Listen, it's not going to work because there's the Constitution and there's the Senate rule book, and you must play by both.
Anyway,
if you don't, it's not going to work.
Senator Natasha has also now filed a contempt charge against Senate President Godswill Akpabio following a 6-month suspension by the Senate. They're saying that the court is supposed to hold them in contempt for her suspension, saying that there was already a stay of action injunction basically in court that nothing should be done, but they still went ahead with the suspension. However, Nigerian media went ahead and said Natasha went to court. It looks like the Senate president is going to jail. Can we be realistic? Can we be, a little realistic? And I'm not saying that they're not in contempt, they're not in, but let's calm down. I think that a lot of times, a lot of people are in the clouds. A lot of people's heads are in the clouds. It's not a matter of, and maybe that's why maybe I have a few issues with a few friends, and they're like, at times, why do I talk like this? Let's come down from the clouds. It's not a matter of what should be. It's a matter of what it is. Let's deal with what it is. Yes, she's held. Now, the matter will now go to court. And I said this thing before. With all these court matters dragging, I hope our 6-month suspension will not be complete before this whole thing's finally. It's not a. I'm just saying.
So again, it's another smart move by Senator Natasha in her own eyes by using the courts and everything, but the Senate will tell you that the court cannot get involved in such matters. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's the Constitution, and then there's the Senate rule book, which you swore by. You get, and everything they have done is by the book. So they're already even telling the courts that, don't come this way. This is none of your business. This is how it's going to be handled. You understand? So it's going to be an important thing. Let's see how the courts would handle this. And yes. Let's see how the Senate will also... Because this would also maybe serve as some kind of a lesson. You know, the Senate now would have to prioritize orientation. You can't stop people from being who they are. You get that. But if they want to be who they are, it has to be within the confines. I'm always saying this thing like it's my second song. Within the confines of the law.
Or the available law.
You are the one that said you wanted to be a part of this movement. Mm-hmm. These are the rules and regulations. Are you willing to abide by it? I solemnly swear and declare. That's what you said. Now go and read it, understand it, ingest it, imbibe it, and leave it. Because if you don't, you will come out and be shouting, "Oh God, you can't sit down here." It means you can't sit down there.
Okay.
Simple.
Torunarigha Rogers says, "Are we saying it's right?" Okay, so what is right or wrong now?
Are we saying what's right?
What the Senate has done. Okay,
oh yes, very right.
So that's it.
Very correct.
And that's
there is a rule,
and that's where I think a lot of people are missing it.
No, answer the question. There's no need. Just answer the question.
No. So according to their rule book, yes, And that's why I said that maybe we need to not be,
Yes.
don't let's be sentimental. Let's be realistic.
It's
There's
like
a rule book.
it's like Donald Trump becoming president and saying that he's going to deport illegal immigrants. People feel that he's not being nice, but there's no nice in the Constitution of America. It says that if you do not have papers to stay, you will be deported. Do you understand? So picture a Senate without rules. Picture a country without laws. It's going to be chaotic. So she signed up to be a part of it. She has to confirm. Now, again, that's why we always repeat it. We are not supporting sexual harassment or the veracity of our claims of sexual harassment. Oh. What we're saying is that she broke the Senate rules. And that if she now wants to fight this matter of sexual harassment, it's beyond writing that petition and signing it by herself. It's two things. She has the media. Remember when the matter happened, when they told her to move her seats and she didn't? She didn't pick anybody's calls, but she picked the call of a radio station in Abuja, Bracket family. I saw the video. So she has that platform. She can call them and say, this is the evidence I have. I tell you, Akpabio is done. I'm telling you for free that people will turn on him like Kilo Day. The other matter is the same court. But have you noticed that she went to court and she did not take sexual harassment to court?
Yeah, that's my. You get so
why go to court? See, you people are not following the sense that this woman is using. She went to the international media and alleged this and insinuate that and said that. But she cannot go boldly to say that I'm going to court to say this is what this man did or tried to do to me and this is why I'm in court. No, she has not done that. Why? Why has she? If she's really sure she was sexually harassed, please bring it out. Let us finish this man for you. You just drop it. Go and sit down. So what the Senate did is right because now nobody's focusing on the job of the Senate anymore. Today they are passing laws in House of Rep, the tax bills. After all the back and forth, nobody's talking about it. Between this old brouhaha, the Nigerian budget passed. Nobody's talking about it.
We don't even know.
Do you see?
Even if they padded our lives and they've sold our lives
We
away,
don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So,
Anyway.
please, and also encouraging anybody, male or female, whoever it is, if you have that scenario, please be bold to speak about it, but be smart to gather information that will help you.
Torunarigha just said someone claimed that she slapped the Senate president. I'm not sure. Please, can you help us rewrite that so that
what did you read?
She claimed that she slapped the Senate president. It's not a.
Someone claimed.
I don't know. So that's why I said, please.
Okay, just let you know though that you can also actually call us now on WhatsApp if you want to, for 1 minute. Yeah, we can't take calls on each topic beyond a minute per person. It's +234 916 163 7661. Dulupa will take the number.
Okay, everybody will agree with
the Gen Z way
that what he did was just very confusing. Thank you very much. +234 91 6163 7661. Wasn't that just easy?
Nah, because she's just modeled everything up.
Thank you very much.
So the way you dial numbers is in multiples of 3s and 4s. Yeah. You take 2s, 3s, or 4s. But
so it's 2s.
There's no one way to do things. So our way is right.
Yes, it is.
You get, and mine is right.
No.
But because our brain cannot really decipher. She's not.
Anyway,
she's not as serious.
Moving on from the National Assembly, let's go all the way to Rivers Assembly, and we know that. Okay, you know what? Rivers Assembly, the gist is even plenty. Today is a different gist, but before today's gist, let's go to yesterday's gist, where the governor was locked up. I don't know if anybody heard that. Sorry, for people that did not see, former NDDC director. Yes, so there was an accusation with that too. However, we can't be having accusations without what's it called? If 10 people, and it's sad, if 10 people accuse one person of doing the same thing, the minute we cannot crucify that person, it's a sad thing, whether what they're saying is true or not. We cannot crucify that person until there's evidence.
My take on this is that what Tolu is saying is that a woman, actually the video is out there, that she slapped him. There are headlines that you will read that were published that she slapped him when he made sexual advances at her, you get, which speaks to character. I get that. So that's more or less established that the man Akpabio might have that penchant for this. And if that is the case, it is surprising that Akpabio did not do anything to that person. Because to protect himself, like Akpabio's wife sued Natasha now.
Yeah.
She didn't sue that person. So I have an open mind about this thing. If it is true that it's possible that he has that kind of character, maybe Natasha will help us nail him. That's what I'm saying. But it's not enough to say it. Now, the same Natasha on her own has alleged more than 1, 2, 3 people. And the name that everybody keeps mentioning is Reno Omokri. And how she said Reno made some sexual advances towards her. And Reno proved that he wasn't even in Nigeria the day she claimed this happened. So if we're establishing that there's some shady character, allegedly about the Senate president, then there's some shady character about Natasha too, allegedly. And what will put this to bed?
Is let's go to court
evidence.
And let everybody...
Don't even go to court again. Release evidence.
Abi. Okay, so back to the gist. Okay, he said Senate president's wife did not sue then, though. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you see, correct. That's it. So why didn't she sue then? So could it be that there's something there? Exactly. There's a possibility. But again, it speaks to the man's character allegedly. So if he's allegedly a philanderer and there's proof, let us get it.
Let's get it.
And if she is a serial accuser,
let's know. So Torunarigha just says her beauty is a problem. I don't agree.
Nah. What beauty?
I don't agree. Are we saying that they're not finer women? I do not agree.
You see, I get that sentiment. I think Pastor, when he called us, when Pastor called us 2 days ago, when we talked about this, he talked about how she's from Kogi State, his wife is from Kogi State, and her beauty, blah. Please. Not be the only fine woman we did this system now. A former Miss Nigeria, in quote, is an ambassador in this same government now. She not fine. She fine die now. Do you understand? Please, I beg. The thing is that go deeper than the surface, than what people say. She's not the only fine girl in government. Or in politics.
So, Bukola Medibi says, I feel for both parties because of their families. Honorary President of Brekete family actually tried to settle them. I think the situation can be settled in Nigeria. I don't think
it's gone past that now.
Natasha wants it settled.
Yeah, it's actually gone past that because the way back is still through the rules. Do you understand? Like, you have alleged, but you are not trying to prove.
Oh, he says, as per Senator Ogunlewe's comment, not mine. I agree with you. I saw that. I think it was an interview where he had said it, but I think that that is her beauty. That's a problem. Blah 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 blah. I think that's just looking for nonsense excuse.
We should be calming down. Babes,
I think it's nonsense. It's a nonsense excuse for bad behavior.
You people forget that men also get sexually harassed and prepositioned too.
Yeah, I think it's horrible.
I don't think that's an excuse. But my own is that if she feels okay, wait a minute. This same person allegedly was sexually prepositioned or harassed by a former governor of a state. The same person.
She accused her current husband, though.
She's accused, sued this husband that she's married to now. Say he collect money, they post at least the paper they there allegedly.
I think she likes the court.
So I beg. It's a style thing, allegedly.
Anyway, like we said, let's go back to Rivers Assembly. The drama that happened yesterday.
Plenty drama in Rivers.
The governor getting locked out. Him having... So, there's been a lot of breakdown of this conversation. And a lot of people, which I think I agree to that school of thought too, that the governor did it purposely. And why? I read something where someone had said, no governor or president in Nigeria goes out without an advance team going first. The advance team should have gone out and realized that the gate was locked, so the governor would not come at all. The governor came with so much media, and then he literally did like a small press conference in front of the gates. So, with these few points of mine, I, Oladolupo, think that the governor did it purposely. Maybe he didn't think that he was going to get locked out. The assembly decided, you're getting locked out and nothing is going to happen. According to them, according to the video that even the governor and these people and media had posted, there was even nobody at the gates. And the speaker has come to say that he did not inform them officially and nobody can barge into the House of Assembly complex that he has demolished without their permission. So he should do his due diligence.
I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Dear Governor Siminalayi Fubara, drop your ego. This matter don't change. After the Supreme Court has pronounced these people as the authentic House of Assembly members, and that's the authentic Speaker, Amaule, drop your ego, sir.
You ain't got nothing. There's
Drop your
nothing
ego.
else to...
All you're doing is the same tactics that we discussed about someone else, that you're playing to the gallery, but you're not looking at the substance of your actions. Governance in your state will suffer.
So Torunarigha says President Tinubu mentioned that he spoke to the Rivers State governor, hence why he made the move yesterday. No, sir, I do not agree with that. Yes, the president did, but like we had said with the Senate, take for example, the president is the president. The president cannot wake up tomorrow morning and just barge into the National Assembly. He's not allowed. Nobody is literally allowed into the assembly, state or federal, without a proper invitation. If the governor wants to come, he was given 48 hours to come. He flouted that order. The right thing he should have done was write specifically, even though the president had told him. And he made a statement yesterday where maybe if some people give them orders, they will now finally agree. No, sir. Do the proper thing. How is it so difficult to write there's a procedure to how a governor is supposed to come to the house. How is it so difficult?
It is still hinging on ego, and you don't have what it takes to be egotistical on this matter because the Supreme Court has given them the power. And being governor, you need them. You need them. And the only way you can get them is not by trying to make them look bad all the time. Do you understand? Now, people are not looking at this thing in detail. Your budgets, the two budgets that you have operated and are operating, are at this moment illegal without the approval of the House. Spending money that is not properly appropriated is a dangerous matter. Go and read the Constitution. It's there. That's one. Two, all those appointments are illegal and null and void because they were not screened by the House. Now, what this means is that you have to represent all your so-called commissioners. Do you know what that means? They have the power to say none of these commissioners will be approved.
Yeah, they do.
So that's why I say drop ego right now so that the people of Rivers State
I won't be surprised if they do actually.
Oh, it's going to happen. Do you know what's already happening? The Attorney General, there is a petition now.
Yeah.
There is a voice vote, and they've already actually said that the man should be investigated by the DSS.
Yep.
For age falsification. Now, you see, age falsification is bad, but guess what? In Nigeria, it's not a big deal. You know why? Everybody does it. It's not right, though.
Excuse me.
It's not right.
I don't.
And the reason why they do it is that they don't get into the system on time. Or they do, but they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So, you see people that when they are close to 60, they'll just go and swear an affidavit that they are 54, they are 53. So by the time the man is 60 or the woman is 60, in real life, and she's supposed to retire, she just keeps getting younger on paper. Then her mates that they went to school together would have retired in other places, and she's still going to work. It's happening. People are doing it. Men are doing it. Women are doing it. And maybe that's what it's done. But guess what? Politically, if that guy was on their side, nobody would talk about it. But now, they have asked the SS to look into it. We know what that means. If they find this person culpable, he's gone.
He's gone. Interesting.
And that's another, chink in your armor, like they are pointing holes in it. So you don't need all of this. What you need for the next 2 years.
Embrace peace.
That's not to embrace peace.
Just do the right thing.
When this story broke yesterday, I was saying it to my friends, and when we were discussing, I said the man knew what he was doing by going there. Because if you open your mind, you can read these people. You can read these people, and on behalf of the people of Rivers State, I beg you, Yenson Wike, Amawule, and your team, Fubara, please all drop your egos and let us do governance.
I think that, especially,
you guys have won.
But with the way
let's do governance.
Governor Fubara had treated these people, I think that the least...
But politics, people
like
move on.
Like I said, the least he can do
people
is
move on.
Just do the proper thing. They're not even asking for too much now. Now, just follow the rules. It's just, how difficult can it be?
What I'm saying is that they're going to start nitpicking.
You don't even have the bargaining chip for this drama that you are doing. You don't.
They will nitpick everything now, line by line.
Torunarigha says the guy has no experience. I agree.
Yeah, he doesn't. But again, isn't it an indictment on the Wike that brought him?
Yep.
It wasn't Wike's government.
You brought him.
You made him governor.
Literally made him governor.
You made him governor.
Governor on a platter. And then, so...
The man was being searched for and investigated by law enforcement.
Yeah, and I think this is the part where...
You guys should Google it.
This is the part where a lot of people are not looking at. As much as FCT Minister Nyesom Wike seems to have a lot of things to say about this person now and all that. It's an indictment on you because you brought him. You actually brought him.
Now don't fight now.
Now you now remember that he's not a good guy.
But
anymore.
the Wike himself and you.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait till cause in a fight. We don't know.
Oh. Anyway, Governor Okpebholo has recalled his suspended Attorney General.
That's the governor of Edo State.
Yep. Moving on from that quickly, over 42,000 pupils and students received free corrective glasses in Osun State.
Two things about that story for me. Fantastic. They said they screened over 300,000 students in Osun State. For the people who always say, well, the governor of Osun is only dancing. See, now, he's taking care of kids. So, amazing. They screened over 300,000 kids in public schools, right? That's a good thing. The bad thing is, as much as 42,000 kids need glasses, there's a problem somewhere.
It's so common these days. And
there's a problem somewhere.
Torunarigha just says, I don't feel for any of them. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Everybody...
They're both the problem.
Yeah, they definitely...
You see, for the people
Wike brought this upon the River State people.
For the people who like Wike, Wike is... For the people who like... both of them.
There's a problem somewhere. So, like I said, I remember growing up and primary school and maybe secondary school. It was alien. In fact, you maybe like one or two people in the whole school will wear glasses. And I remember when I started using glasses, I think I started using glasses in secondary school. I was probably one of maybe like 2 or 3 people that had glasses on. Do you understand? Now,
42,000.
Every child in almost, once you go to any school, as little as primary school, at least one child in every class has glasses on.
When I went
it's a thing now.
When I went to the clinic last year for new test and get my new glasses and everything, the doctor complained, and she zeroed in on one particular thing amongst other things, but she talked about the tabs that we're giving our children and how it's actually damaging their eyes. And
even as adults, we know that even the phones and computers that we use makes something, this kind of things worse.
42,000 kids in Osun State have been provided. Thank you, Governor
I
Adeleke.
like what the governor did. I really just hope that there's there are updates on this thing, because we all know that most classes are not corrective. Those things.
Yeah, corrective, but they call it corrective, but once you start wearing glasses, man, you're done.
Funny enough, I know one person that has stopped wearing glasses.
That person did something, Joe. You should come and give us the. You should give us the updates.
Okay. Now let's move on. Let's do a bit of politics issues. Now, the Labour Party has vowed that Nenadi Usman will not auction their party to the SDP.
It's happening now, people. The SDP is the fourth force. And of course, it has to do.
You put this country,
It has to do with the movement of Nasser El-Rufai from the APC to the SDP, and everybody in his kitchen cabinet in Kaduna has also moved to the SDP. Now we're hearing that a former military henchman has moved there.
Who's better?
Some guy that used to be part of one group of bad guys that time that was working for one president that all of us did not like. Until they make it official, you get one of these top military men. He has joined them there. So again, I ask you, like I said the other day, when they are doing these things, are they doing it to save Nigeria?
Yeah.
Or are they doing it because they want power by every means? Because the story now is that the SDP is not even the party that all of them will go to. You get, it's just going to be a part of another movement that they are starting because everybody wants power. And we know that so some of these calculations, it's not even about 2027. It's about 2031.
Yeah, I agree.
For people who don't understand Nigerian politics, they have started, they have started 2031 now. Yeah, they have. We're talking 6 years. Maru, they don't waste time.
They don't waste time.
So, of course, Labour Party, even the Labour Party is not as united as you think they are. We've known that in the last 1 year and a half, though. So, here we are now talking about a top member of the party who is leaning towards one party, and while the other people are waiting for their leader, Peter Obi, to say, okay, this is where we're going. But it's obvious that it looks like they are going to leave Labour Party. It looks like it.
Anyway, moving on from that, Lagos State seems to have good news as the gross domestic product, the GDP of Lagos, has now hit $259 billion. And this seems to be the second largest economy. This makes it the second largest economy in a city in the whole of Africa.
Yeah, the only city economy that is bigger than Lagos now is Cairo. And that's a huge one because you're looking at other cities, you know, like the South African cities, the Kenya, Morocco,
Johannesburg, all those.
But Lagos is number 2 now behind Cairo. We're talking city economies now, not state, which is even in states they're there amongst the top 4. So it's massive, and a big shout out to everybody that's making it happen. It's not just the government. I know the government is reveling in this, but of course everybody's contributing something. Yeah, the services sector is a huge
I think that the influx of people into Lagos, as much as we say that Lagos is overpopulated, I think the influx really also helps Lagos a lot.
Well, in certain areas it would, and in certain areas it's a massive problem. You know, because looking at the landmass alone, you know that Lagos is...
Oh, yeah, but the GDP, the spending, there's more spending going on.
And the fact that as small as Lagos is, it actually has land designated for agriculture. And agriculture is actually one of the things that's contributed to this new financial milestone that Lagos has hit. You know, so you look at it and it's fantastic. And so with the food hubs that they are creating again, it means more agricultural produce will be available to the people. So spending power doesn't seem to be like a problem. But it is, it is.
Anyway,
speaking, it is.
Moving on from that, sadly, a 4.4 magnitude earthquake hit Naples, that's in Italy. Our thoughts and prayers are with them quickly. Also, Pope Francis has now marked 12th year anniversary as the Pope, as the Catholic leader is still ill.
I wish him soonest recovery. Every time I want to say soonest recovery, so I always remember Sashino Peters and his 4-par. So, but may the Pope find healing.
And moving on from that quickly, now let's do Super Eagles team has changed a little bit. Now Nathan Tella, who was on the Super Eagles list, has now been swapped with a defender, and he picked up an injury.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I think that the coach must have looked at how thin he was on the list of defense line, and he looked at it and he said, you know what, let me get Torunarigha, who seems to be having a good season also, and definitely in with a shout. So it's a sad situation for Tella. We were looking forward to having him amongst the lads as they go for these two games that they'll be playing home and away, because these are two must-win games for Nigeria.
Yup, and still talking about football. The Champions League last 16 ended yesterday. A little bit of drama, especially with people are still talking about it, with the penalty that Julian Alvarez took for Atletico Madrid. That was disallowed. Probably led to them losing the spot in the Champions League quarterfinals. It's back and forth. I think that they both played well. I think at that point, it could have been anybody's game. The game ended 1-0 in favor of Atletico Madrid. There was a 1-0 there was a 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid before. So it could have been, at this point, when it comes to penalties, is anybody's game. And we saw how there were quite a number of goals yesterday. But it's official. The quarterfinals is between Arsenal, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Paris versus Aston Villa, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and then Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund. The first leg is starting 8th of April. We have Arsenal and Real Madrid.
Arsenal actually in with a chance. If Real Madrid continue to play the way they play, I know there are a lot of Madrid fans out there, but Arsenal actually in with a chance. They are.
So basically, Madrid or Arsenal cannot slip. Any slip up, it could be anybody's game. Bayern Munich, Inter Milan. I think this is going to be a very tight.
But Inter are having a good season. I didn't think they were going to come this far. And I'm just begging on behalf of Harry Kane. He needs a trophy.
Please let him go.
So if it's not Bundesliga, let it be Champions League.
Anyway, PSG, Aston Villa.
Nobody saw Villa coming this far. Absolutely nobody. And they deserve to be where they are now.
Yeah, interesting.
Who says that they cannot go
they're just
one step
one
higher?
of the two Premier League teams in the...
you would have thought it was going to be Man City.
And Liverpool. Yes, one would have thought that. Then Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah. Barcelona are getting better as the season gets older.
I also think that this quarterfinals, it's not... There's no game here that you can say that you can easily call.
Yeah, but it's not getting better as the season gets older. But, the way Dortmund qualified was tough, but they pulled through. Maybe they will be able to maintain the same rhythm and, give us a good game. These are two teams that like moving the ball around a lot. So if you want to gamble, you're on your own.
You're on that one. And finally, before we go, Alexander Usyk has been ordered to defend his WBO title. I don't know why that happens in boxing, though. I don't understand it.
It happens because there's rankings, and all the major belts belong to different sporting associations, and each one has its own ranking. So once you make it into the contender range, the champion can decide to fight anybody within that top 10 or top 20 range. He can't fight anybody outside it. And if he doesn't fight within a certain period, that association is losing money also. And the other people who are rising cannot, lay claim to the belt. So there's always the need for you to quickly fight, or they will tell you to face the mandatory person who is the number one challenger. Yeah. You can decide to fight the number 2 or number 3 if you want, but it's always like that, or else, they won't make any progress. And that's why it's difficult for one champion to hold many belts. That means he has to fight all the time.
Okay, and on that note, that is all we're able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.
Namaste.